Jaguar Health, ticker symbol JAGX, is a company that has absolutely been shining over this last week. After growing at, insane rates and seeing growth of over 100% in today's trading session alone, it has caught the attention of many investors. I have seen this, this company being brought up in my comment sections and other people's comment sections on Twitter. It is going absolutely everywhere. Now, whenever I decided that it was about time for me to do my research on the company, when I decided that I was going to go ahead and start to figure out what exactly this company was about, I noticed that on this platform specifically that there wasn't much information. There was technical analysis and there was technical chart analysis, but there wasn't really much being talked about what this company does, what their catalysts are, what their future is, and that's something that I figured was a little bit strange considering how much hype was going around this stock. So I figured it would be a good idea to bring this to you guys, to those of you who are interested in this company, just to be able to offer that information in one place. I hope you guys do appreciate the fact that I'm, trying my best to bring you guys the best content that I possibly can about the stocks that you want to see. If you do have any more companies that you would like me to make these videos about, make content about, bring you my opinion about, definitely let me know in the comment section down below. I always reply there and I always get comments about, certain stocks that I end up making videos about. And so if you are interested in seeing me talk about a certain company, your best bet is to leave it in the comment section below. With that being said though, let's go ahead, let's take a dive into it. Their product is in their focus. It's kind of weird. I'm not going to lie. This video might be a little bit strange, but I think you guys will understand the whole appeal towards the end of the video. So I hope you guys are excited for it. Let's go ahead and let's talk about Jaguar Health, ticker symbol JAGX. So Jaguar Health is a California-based biopharmaceutical firm focused on treating gastrointestinal conditions in animals and humans. Importantly, Jaguar Health largely focuses on commercial stage medication. Now, currently, the company focuses on 2 drugs. The first being Testy. It has US FDA approval for use in humans. Currently, Testy has approval specifically as an anti-diarrheal treatment for adults with HIV and AIDS who are on antiretroviral therapies. Now, however, Jaguar Health is hoping to expand the application of Testy to other sources of gastrointestinal upset. So basically, whenever you do have, HIV and AIDS and you are going through these different types of therapies to be able to help with that, you are going to experience symptoms of diarrhea, and there's going to be these other side effects, of course, that are going to come from these therapies. So they're going ahead and they're using this first product, this first drug as Testy to be able to improve that quality of life for these people who are already going through enough. So it is very interesting, and it is interesting to see that they are talking about being able to bring this product to other causes of gastrointestinal distress. I am quite curious to see how many different, diseases or different infections or anything like that do have these symptoms that can then be helped by Testy to eventually be able to get a understanding of how broad their consumer base can be, because honestly, that is not something that I am informed about, and it's not necessarily an easy thing to research. So I will be curious to see as reports do come out of what other applications Testy can have. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at the second product. Now, their second product is going to be the drug Canalevia. It is still in its clinical stages and focuses on treating chemotherapy-induced diarrhea in dogs. So this one is a little bit more interesting because this one is focused to more on animals. Now, it will show later in the article, but I will talk about it now, that they are in works and they are trying to make this become applicable to humans as well, which I think could be absolutely amazing. Now, I do believe that this drug could be a little bit more, popular, and I think that this could be something that a lot more people pay attention to, simply for the fact that whenever you understand that people are going through chemo, as a person who has had cancer in my family, and whenever you talk about all these different treatments that come from cancer, the quality of life is already very difficult. Now, whenever you have to deal with diarrhea and all these things, it simply just makes the quality of life hard in a time where you're already mentally broken. So for this company to be able to do these things and to be able to provide drugs that are beneficial and can improve the quality of life for people who are going through these rough phases, it is very, very, appealing. And as an investor, but just as a person in general, I truly do understand the reason and the drive as to why they are focusing this medicine on things such as this. Now, with that being said, one thing that I am quite curious to see, like I did mention earlier, is just quite how broad they can grow this thing out, because they do have their focus set on, chemotherapy-induced diarrhea and all these different types of things, and they also have it focused on adults with HIV and AIDS with their other product, Testy. I am curious to see just how many applications this can apply, because this is such a specific niche that if they are capable of taking over this whole industry, they can definitely see a good bit of revenue, but I feel like that is very limited to just however however many people they can get this out to. But if they are able to expand this and apply it to many different things, that will be the way to go for them to really be able to generate large amounts of revenue to eventually grow this company out immensely. But with that being said, is this what's really causing all this hype in this last week? Is this what, people are talking about? Honestly, no, it's not. There is a next part of this company that is starting to get people hyped up, and you guys will soon understand why. It says that there is something else to note. My Testy is actually a product of Napo Pharmaceuticals, a subsidiary of Jaguar Health that the company wholly owns. Now, according to reports, Jaguar Health also wants to establish Napo EU as a subsidiary in Europe. Already, Napo EU is in talks with a blank check company about coming public via reverse merger. But why does this matter? Well, Napo EU is taking my Testy and wants to focus on developing it as a treatment for patients dealing with long-term COVID-19 recovery. So this is where a lot of this hype is coming from. Now, again, there's not many videos where people are talking about what these catalysts are and what's really causing all this. But from my understanding and based off the market that we have seen over the last couple months and weeks, anything that is somewhat related to improving the quality of life based around COVID is starting to boom. And I do believe that this is the main reason as why we are seeing this company grow, because people do believe that this has a lot of short-term potential. Now, I will say that now that I have done my research, I have done my DD about this, and going forward, I already am a little bit sketched out about this. You guys will understand pretty soon as to why I'm sketched out about it, because a lot of this is still conceptual and not necessarily in progress. That is something that I am always very, very wary of as an investor. I love investing into companies who are already starting to create these products and in production, whereas whenever something is a little bit more conceptual, I feel like there is still so much room for error that it could be very shaky. But let's go ahead, let's take a little bit further of a dive into this and see what the potential of this is, because it seems like the potential of this growth is what's driving a lot of investors to create a lot of hype behind this company. So what this company is going to be focused on are long hauler patients from COVID-19. Now, basically what this is that there are certain symptoms that are going to potentially last for a long time. It's almost like chronic symptoms that people are, starting to maybe potentially experience after going through COVID-19. Now, it says that the terms long hauler and chronic COVID refer to COVID-19 survivors who suffer with symptoms which may include gastrointestinal distress, fatigue, brain fog, forgetfulness, cardiovascular effects, arthritis, etc., etc. Now, it is theorized, and this is where I start to get a little weird. It says it is quote-unquote theorized that these symptoms may result when the immune system in COVID-19 survivors continues to overreact even though the infection has passed. Long hauler syndrome appears to be predominant in younger COVID-19 recovery patients and those who experience a mild asymptomatic case. Inflammation on the GI tract often manifests as diarrhea, and chronic diarrhea may be an observable symptom that can provide for early diagnosis of long hauler syndrome. Again, early diagnosis of chronic COVID syndrome could help limit the burden of long-term chronic illness in COVID-19 recovery patients. Now, this is also a very interesting statistic proposed by the CEO. It says it is estimated that up to 25% of the people in the UK, for example, have already been infected with COVID-19. Now, it appears to be the general consensus that around 30% of COVID-19 patients end up suffering from long hauler syndrome. With infection rates growing the way they are, we believe it is possible that 10% to 15% of the global population is at risk of experiencing long hauler syndrome. Now, that is a very, very big number. That is where I start to get a little bit, I guess it's maybe like a little bit pessimistic, but I do believe that that is a very, very ambitious number, saying that 10 to 15% of the almost 8 billion people on Earth are going to experience long hauler syndrome and may experience chronic diarrhea and all of these different things. Now, again, if this is the case and if this does happen, then this company is going to absolutely explode, because no one wants to have to live with chronic diarrhea. No one wants to have to live with the quality of life that it brings. And so if this company is then able to cure that, if they are then able to help that, we could see them be one of the biggest runners and be one of the biggest pharmaceutical companies in the world. But I am a little bit skeptical, I can't lie. Let me know what you guys do think down below. This is a company, I will say, that I don't like the fact that it's all still so much theory and it's just all in talks. But of course, every every major company and every great company on earth has only been an idea at one point. And so it will be interesting to follow this and see how it does go. Now, you guys know that I like to talk about the stock price at the end of the video. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at what exactly the stock price is doing. And I'll let you guys know what I will be doing with this company. Now, we can see that on December 29th, this company was only at 72 cents. And then since then, we have seen some fantastic growth. Today, seeing growth alone of 96 cents or over 118%. Now, after hours, this thing grew up to about $2 and it broke that $2 barrier and maintained it at the end of the day. So it is quite clear to see that the hype around this company is real, and today was easily the biggest spike that it's ever had. So whenever it comes to what I am doing with this company, this is a company that I do believe is being strongly affected by FOMO. A lot of hype is going into it right now, and I don't believe that it's unjustified, but I do believe that it is a little bit much. Now, this is not me saying that I am anywhere against this company. I believe that what they are doing with chemotherapy, induced diarrhea, and helping out the quality of life with that is absolutely phenomenal. But to say that that is triggering a justifiable growth of hundreds of percentages this fast is a little bit hard to say personally. I am not going to lie. Now, again, I am not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice at all. Make sure that you know the risk of investing into companies before you make investments. But personally speaking, I would like to see this company start to exit that conceptuality phase and start to enter progress. We start to see maybe this, NAPO EU come around, and we start to get an announcement of a merger, and we really start to see these long-term and these long-hauler effects start to come from the coronavirus. And if we see all of that start to play out, I do believe that this company will absolutely explode. So realistically, if you do believe that this is possible, if you do believe that all of this is going to happen, maybe it could be a great time to buy. Personally, I don't believe that I'll be starting in a position in this company. I don't only want to bring videos to you guys of companies that I will be buying, because that's not fair to you guys. This is what you guys want to see, and I will bring it to every one of you. But like I said, I don't believe that this is a company that I am going to be starting a position in personally. Now, if we do start to see this start to become a progress, maybe I will reconsider then and bring another video to you guys for sure. But until then, I do think that I'm going to hold back on this one. It has spiked a lot recently, and it could grow. This thing could maybe take off to $3-4. I do believe that's possible because the market right now is absolutely insane. Just look at bingo stock. But with that being said, that will be the end of this breakdown for now. I do believe that a lot of news and a lot of articles are starting to come out about this company. And so if anything interesting does come out that might change my mind, I will definitely keep you guys updated and let you guys know where I am with it mentally. Until then, I hope you guys do have an amazing day. I'm posting 1 to 2 times every single day. And so I hope to see you guys in the next video, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.